Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, fantastic. So what what's we're all in this meeting and they're just going to play on this screen, are they?
I'm going to share my screen in a minute.
Right.
Tim and Jules are going to play and also give like a ongoing commentary of
Okay. All right.
what they're doing. So
And are you recording it as well? I see you are.
it it should be going out live to YouTube now,
Right.
as well as Zoom. So fingers
Okay.
crossed that's all working. Um, when I see, I can see they're both on Grid Gammon right now. So I will share my screen. That's all working. So okay, okay, right, that's good. Good.
Can you hear me, Julia?
I can.
Excellent.
Right, so we have you. We're just waiting for Tim then.
Okay, so I will disappear for 1 or 2 minutes while we're waiting for Tim, because it's probably not too wise to start too long before 8 in case people are turning up at the right time.
That's fine. They're turning up. They're turning
Well,
up.
I went for the queue early situation. This Zoom, actually, I've never used Zoom before, but I'm quite impressed with it.
Right, so let me share my screen.
Is there any reason, Julia, why it's only a 100 people or?
At the moment, I've only paid for a £10 a month subscription to Zoom. But
Oh, okay.
if it's popular, and then we can probably get more. And as I say, I've just worked out how to stream it through to YouTube, so people can watch live even if they can't sort of be in the Zoom.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know a man who's prepared probably to donate his £10 towards the monthly subscription.
Well, I'm using it for so many things now, for work, family, and just sort of keeping up with people. So
yeah, I use that GoToMeeting a bit and Join Me, which is all the same thing, I think.
They're all similar, yeah.
Yeah, under different guises.
We are building up. Nice little crowd.
45 participants.
Oops, hang on, I have a phone call. Hello? Yep. Right, is your microphone not working? Okay. Hang on. Unmute. I'm trying to unmute you.
Now, can you hear anything yet?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Oh, thank goodness! Oh, I was panicking there.
It's been a minor disaster.
Oh right, wow, that's a relief. So I'm on. Hi, Simon Hopper. Thanks for the thumbs up.
Right, hello, Tim.
Hi, Jules. Hi, Jules. How are you? Ready?
Very good.
I'm not so far. I'm nearly ready now. So I'll just minimize some stuff, and then we should be all right.
Yes. Okay. Give me a second to get organised. I'm almost there, but we are still ahead of schedule. Is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So just for those who aren't aware, I'm live streaming this to YouTube. I haven't got enough monitors to actually see what's going on there, but it means we can get more than 100 people in now. How many we
So do you get a feedback from Zoom how many people you have at the moment?
I can see 50 at the moment.
Wow.
So obviously that's including the three of us, but so an audience of 48, and they're gradually going up as well. So
well, that's very impressive.
That's potentially 47 lesson paying people.
Julie, I'm doing really badly. I'm very, very sorry. I can't get onto Grid Gammon now.
You're connected.
All right, so
Come up as you're connected.
So is that?
So Julia says you're there already.
Well, DR8.
Oh, I can see you there now. Yes.
It's somewhere.
Okay, so my computer is saying you're in the lobby, Tim.
Yeah, okay. It's just not doing the same as when I try, I'm afraid. I'm going to have to leave the meeting and go to Grid Gammon, play and go, and then try and rejoin again. Okay.
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 Right. Shut that. I can't see the. Oh. So no need to log into Grid to watch as well. I'm sharing my screen, so we'll watch there.
Okay, so I'm on the Grid Gammon, and Tim has got a small problem, I think, at the moment.
Oh, it's always the technology. There is something.
Well, I'm in the fortunate position I've got two computers. So I've got one is doing the Grid Gammon and one is doing the Zoom. So hopefully they shouldn't conflict with each other.
But they should work. They should.
Okay,
work.
I've got a message from Tim now, so it sounds like he's there.
Okay, we just wait for him to get back on the broadcast then.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We don't want to hear you though, Keith.
Right, okay, so we've got the match up now and Tim is there, but he doesn't have the Zoom yet, apparently. So just, is there anything coming through at your end, Julia, or?
Bear with me a second.
I'll just ask him if it's worth waiting.
Can I find him? No, I can't see Tim at the moment. So
I'm just asking him if it's worth waiting for him to get on the Zoom.
now we've got Tim back.
Now I can't see my. Chrissy and my wife's trying to help me. Your thing now is this is now blocking grid gammon.
Okay.
Oh, right. So we're in the trail. It wasn't doing. Can you see, Chrissy?
Sorry, I need to go and stop myself being on ready.
You see, I can either see. Yeah, no, I'm not bothered about that. Can you see this screen at the bottom is stopping me getting onto grid gammon? All this thing at the bottom.
Oh, can you not minimize that if you
Share screen? You cannot. So the only way I can do it. I'm really sorry, everybody. I'm going to have to leave and just play.
No, we should be able.
How did that disappear then? I'm trying to get rid of the thing on the thing that I can't get back to my grid gammon screen.
So can you see any part of the grid gammon screen?
No, but I can't see the bottom to click onto grid gammon.
Is there a minimize box at the top right of the Zoom?
Tim.
Yeah.
Hello, Tim. It's Dave. Yeah, hit the escape key and it'll go smaller.
Okay. No, it's not.
No, it does on mine. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Right, I'm really sorry, everybody. I'll have to leave you in Jooles' capable hands. I'll just play.
Well, that's quite all right for me. It's not a problem.
Sorry about that, Jooles. You're an excellent teacher, so thank you. Keep safe, everybody. Bye.
Okay, well, you can speak through your moves. Right, so we're playing a 5-point match, and Tim has got the opening roll and started with a 2-1, it seems. Okay. So I've got a 6-2, which is not a great roll, but the best play here, I think, is the split. So I'm forcing him to do something. So my threat now is to make the bar point, and he can either make an inner-board point or try hitting me on the bar.
Yeah, can I turn sound off? No, I can't.
So the hit is clear, and it's not entirely sure to me which 2 is best. This is certainly reasonable. Making the 11-point was also good, but that strips the mid, and trying to make the 21-point anchor is fine. So 5-6 is a good roll for me, and I can choose which one to hit. And the usual decision I have here is, if he comes in with a 6 next time, do I want him to be making the bar or hitting me? And I think the answer is, if he enters with a 6, I don't mind him making the bar, but I don't particularly want to get into a hitting contest when I'm ahead in the race and my board is still in its formative stages. So now he's made the 21-point anchor, which is securing his defense for quite a while. And the 3, again, is optional what he wants to do with it. And now I have a small race lead. Hitting is going to be very good, so that's a good start. The thing with this is that I definitely don't want him to make the 4 points. So this is going to, as well as gaining in the race, it's going to stop him making the 4 point. And the 4 is not very good for me. I can come down here, but that leaves him a good 6, and the only point I've got made in my board is the 6 point. So leaving him, the only number he can't enter with is a 6, and leaving him a 6 to hit is probably not right. So maybe what I'm going to do is just create another blot and leave him 5s to hit. So now most of his entering 6s won't do much damage.
Julia, could we have the pip count on?
You can, if I can find it. It's over on my other screen. There we go.
Okay, so Tim's come in with a 1-5, so he's sensibly chosen to hit, but that means giving up the anchor. So at least I've driven him back to the 24 point. So 4-5 isn't too bad. I can make an anchor and hit, so that does 2 things, which is good. Now we finally got to a position where he's rolled a 6 from the bar and doesn't have a good 6 to play. So he's sensibly deciding that keeping the 24 point is a losing formation, so he's making a bid for freedom. So 6-5 is average. I can hit. I'd very much like to have pointed on this bar point, but I can't do that. I could make the 3 point is reasonable, but that kind of hands the initiative to him. So he's got 6s to make the bar or 4s to hit. So I can play even more aggressively and hit twice. So the problem with this play is he's got an anchor already, so it's not going to wipe him out whatever he rolls, but at least I might be able to come away with the bar point or the 5 point here. So 5-1 is again a pretty useless shot. I can hit with the 1 and then cover the 1 point, which doesn't look much good. Or I can cover the bar point and look for 5, and that doesn't do much good either. So how about if I make 2 points? So it's the kind of triple tiger. I want to be crazy about this, but as I say, since he's got the 4 point, this just seems a bit too much. This is a difficult play. So the other idea is to make 2 points and see what he can come up with. So at least this way I've got the race lead, I've got the stronger board, and he will have the initiative for 1 roll. So he's got a good number, hitting twice is clear, and I've only come in with 1. And now he'll try and re-establish a good anchor, which he's got choices where to do it. So I can't see any reason why he shouldn't make the 20 point, and neither can he. And then with the 1, he can move up the back checker or move in safely the outfield checker. And I think he's picked right, because the guy on the 11 point for him is useful in terms of making another outfield point. So I've come in, and now I have to just come out and fight for the outfield, because I don't want all these checkers stuck back in my home board. So 5 is clear, no good 1, he's probably just got to save it. And 5-1, so now I think I convert to a better anchor. So now after all this exchange, the race seems to be about level. We've both got advanced anchors. So barring someone rolling a big double, the game should go on for a while. However, he's got his big double, so he probably should be trying to disengage here and just move the two backjackers out. So I don't really like this idea. It's making a point behind the anchor. Not seriously wrong, I don't think. So 3 comes in, and now the danger is that he'll just play behind me. So often in these positions, you have to ask yourself the question as why is the danger your opponent is going to blitz you or prime you? And I don't think there's any danger of being primed, but there is a danger of him launching semi-blitz, not a real blitz, because I've still got an anchor. So I could play 6 to 4, but since that's the last checker from the 6 point, I'll just move another one up ready to come into the outfield. So now he's come away with a good race lead, so he's 25 up at the moment. So he can do something like this. I'm wondering whether he should actually move his 2 checkers off the 20 point and come into the outfield and try and make his bid for home. The problem he's got is he's somewhere between 2 plans at the moment. He doesn't know if he's attacking or if he's running. So I guess he's just hit me. 13, 8, 8, 4. So double 5 is a good number. So now I can come into the outfield and I can choose which point to have. So I can choose to have the 15 point or the midpoint. And I think maybe the answer here is to make the 15 point. And now if he hits me with a 1, he's effectively separating his forces a bit more. So 3-1 is not good. So now I'd like to have saved my blot in the outfield or made a point, and since this doesn't do either, it's not very good. Maybe the idea here is to come down, so then it's easier to save the blot next time. And the reason I'm staying back on the 10 point is to duplicate his 5, so he's got 5 to hit and 5 to cover his blot on the 1 point. So with his big race lead, he's looking for an excuse to get off the anchor and try and get into a race or to come home against my holding game. So 4-1, is that good or is it bad? I can play completely safely. And that doesn't leave me in a good position to attack him when he runs next time. Or I can make this blocking point, which is good unless he hits with a 3. So one of these two is right, I'm clear. I think it must be right to make this blocking point in front of his anchor, because the shot is only for 1 roll, but at least this blocking point is going to be there for quite a while. So Julio, I've got a message from someone saying, could you move the mouse pointer away from the bit count? Excellent. I've got my own.
I can do. Sorry, I can do that.
So 6-2. Recently, I had a lesson with Tim, and he asked about running off anchor positions, and this is one of those. And one of the criteria, first of all, you want to have a good race lead, which he's got, 26 up. And the other thing is that what happens when you run off the anchor is that there's a risk involved. You might get attacked somewhere. And so it's only possible to do this when you have the stronger board. So you can see he's got a much stronger board. So I very much approve of this play. I think it's the right play at the right time. So 6-1, I can hit in the outfield. That looks very very dangerous. If it works, does it win a lot for me? There's certainly a big risk that I'm leaving him all the 1s and 3s to hit, and then if I fan, I'll probably lose the game instantly. Or the alternative is just to attack this guy. So this is a very tough play. So let's have a look how many shots I leave here. So this is 5, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. That's 8 shots. Plus 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3. That's 14 shots. So it seems there's an awful lot of shots. So what happens if I just do this play? So now he can hit with a 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's 15 shots. And he's also got 3, 6. So that's 17 shots. No, I'm still not convinced. The good thing about that play is that I do say keep the anchor. So I think I'm going to make this bold play of sending a second checker back. So I do give up the anchor, but even if he manages to hit me, I am still the favourite to come in. So that was exactly what I hoped for. So now I've caught up a significant amount in the race. The race is about level. But he still has a strong board. And I think I need to point on him first before I can double this. So the problem I have with this position, I think, is that if I just roll a neutral number so I can come out and safety my blocks, then he comes in and the race is about level. So I think I need to do a bit more. So 5-2 does point on him, so that is a very good roll. Well, now he stayed out with both. Now I can definitely double. And the question is really, am I too good? And the race is fine. It's about level at the moment, but I'm on roll, so I'm going to go way ahead. So if I play on, should I wait for him to come in with 1 and then maybe try attacking, or should I try and make a point in board? I think I can certainly play on for 1 roll and see if it gets any better or worse. So 5-1 doesn't make a new point, so I want to save some blocks to be in a position to double next time. So he seems to have stopped. So I'm just trying to see what's on your screen, Julia. Have you got, whose move is it from on your screen?
We're waiting for Tim to roll.
Right,
at the
that's
moment.
it. As long as it's not me. One of us has probably lost the connection. Okay, so he's brought 1 in. So I think I have a race lead now, so I'll be in a good position to double him even if he comes in ankles next time. So I think I can take a roll again to see if I can.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Tim.
Okay, listen, I'm busy right at this moment in time. I'm on Zoom with Backgammon Day.
So who is that?
Sorry, that was someone who's not on mute at the moment. So
okay,
carry on.
It sounded a bit like Romelu. Okay, so
I think he was, yes.
I can hit him loose, but he's still got a 4-point board, so I don't want to risk being in a position where I can't double him next time. So I'm just going to do nothing and hope he doesn't anchor. Okay, so he's still stayed out, so I can try another go for gammoning him. And again, this was a useless number, so I've got to try and leave the minimum shots. So now it's all gone wrong. He's come in and hit. So I'm sure he should be hitting. And then the question is, can I double from the bar? So my race lead's much smaller now. It's only 8 pips. And I have to come in. So I've missed my double. So 3 is good. Then if I stay there, I'm under 2 builders. If I come up, I'm under 3 builders. So I'm definitely staying there. So is that 2 right? If I come in with a 3, this will give me another builder to attack him with, because I don't mind breaking the bar point to hit, or to point on him. So that half of double 5 is good, and the next half is not so much fun. So he's still got 2 which are trapped behind my 5 prime. So his problem here is whether he should slot, which is a difficult choice. I'm inclined to think he probably shouldn't here, because he really needs to escape his checkers next time. So he'll be looking to escape with 1s, 2s, 5s, 6s. So if he's trying to cover the blot, I'm not really convinced by this idea. Now we'll see if it works for him. He needs 1s and 3s to cover and 6s to escape. So he's doubling me. This looks a bit ambitious to me, is my initial thought. So, I mean, I think part of the problem is if he covers, so he rolls something like 3-4, 3-5, then he's got to get out very quickly. So I think I have a very easy take here. The other thing is, if it works for him, do I get gammoned a lot? And because I've shifted most of my checkers home, I've still got 6 in the outfield, so I will lose some gammons when he closes me out and escapes. But I don't think it's going to get to be that many, so I think the take is quite easy for me. So this is a good roll for him. It's a good plan. So he's now got another guy out. So now his timing is a lot better. So there's a tough choice whether he should pick up the block now, because he doesn't need to keep me out of the game for a long time, and he really just wants to escape his last checker. I have a suspicion he's right. He obviously sensibly is giving it some thought. And I think the problem he's got is 1s are duplicated to some extent. So if he rolls a 1, he definitely wants to bring up his back checker. 2 would be good for escaping, but he needs a 1 to cover. So really the only good one for him is 3-1 or double 1. So this is a tough play. I'll defer to his judgment here. Right, so this is good. This should push him back a long way. So now I am definitely thinking of doubling him next roll. So now the race is about level. So I have a threat of hitting and a threat of priming, but he still has a very strong board to my weak board. So I have 3s to hit, 7s to hit, 10s to hit, and some numbers to point on him, but they all look like they're going to be duplicated. So 3 is one of the numbers to point on him, which I need to hit. The other ones with 5 or 6 are going to include my 7s and 10s. So I'm inclined to wait here 1 roll. This could well be wrong, but I'm thinking maybe it will either get 2 good that I can play on, or 2 bad that I'm glad I didn't double. So 2-1, I can prime or hit. So priming is good, because then he needs a 1-6 and the 1 is duplicated, but hitting is also good. I mean, at least if I hit, he's on the bar, he's got forced to hit, which is one of his entering numbers, and this at least puts another checker behind my prime. So he's in and he's anchored, and I think now he's got his anchor that I'm not going to win many gammons. So now I have to think of redoubling. So I've got 4s to hit, which is 15 shots, and 7s will be another 4, so that's 19 shots. But I have a race lead, so even if I miss him, I'm not in bad shape. And his anchor is partly primed. And the match score means that he doesn't really like to take a 4 cube. Because if I win a 4 cube, then it lets me get to Crawford. So I think he's got to pass this one. So I think it might well be a take at a level score, but the score is just indicating to him that letting me win 2 points isn't a great harm for him. Okay, so now I am 2-0 up to 5, so I need 3 points. So that means I should be very slow at doubling. So 6-3 does nothing, I just run. So now we've each got one checker out. A double 5 is good, gains a lot in grace. Definitely right to point here. Now I've come in, can't expose any more blocks. So this might well be a good time for him to double. I'm certainly scared about him doubling. Whether he was right to wait or not, I'm not sure. Again, I don't like this play. I think he should be hitting. His strength is the strong board here. He's certainly got a good argument for his play, that he's got a race lead, so he's thinking, well, if I don't get hit, then I'll be winning the race. So I guess there's two different ways to play the position. So double 2 is good, makes the 4 point. So can I afford to have another block lying around, or should I be playing safe? So his strong board says I want to play safe, but because I'm behind in the race, that says I want to play boldly. So I'm going to unstack the midpoint, make a new point. So 6-5, great shot. That escapes his last checker. Now he'll definitely be thinking of doubling next turn. So 6-4, I can run. So at least that puts my problems behind me. So now I'm trailing by 8, so I could take in the race. Or I can stay and we could have a bit more excitement. So if I'm staying, I think maybe I want to strengthen my board. So is my blot on the 5 point, is it causing him any problems? Or is it open to attack? And I think at the moment my board's as strong as his, so maybe I actually need the contact. I don't want to get into this race where he's got a good edge and is probably going to be doubling me sometime. 5-4 is reasonable number, plays safely, better than average in terms of pips. 5-2, again, I've got the option to run, but now it's even worse because the race is worse. And it's more tempting to stay when he's got a blot in board. So again, I'm going to start working on strengthening my board. 6-4, big number, good for the race. Bad in terms of distribution. So I'm not doing very well in terms of causing him much grief with my checker being back, and all the time his race lead is increasing. So double 1, I've definitely got to make the 5 point. Then the next point I would like to make is the 3 point. So I would get another builder here for it. And the last one, I'm not sure if I should break the 8 or not. It'd be nice to get the builder, but I'd be scared of having all the blocks. So I'll just pretend I haven't noticed that. So he's got a good race lead now. He's sensibly thinking of doubling. He's leading by 16 in about 100, so certainly more than 10%. So I've got to figure out, is this really a race, or do I have some hitting chances here? On a positive note, I've moved a lot of pips in terms of getting off the gammon. I feel like my one checker is still doing a good job of making life difficult for him, because he's still got lots of checkers behind me. He's got 6 behind me, and he's only got 1 builder on me from the 7 point. So I'm inclined to take. And the other thing is that at this score, when he's 5 away, I really don't want to give him 1 point. I don't want him to let him get to 4 away, so a double gammon will win the match for him. So I'm keen to take on that respect, and 2 points would be great for me because that would take me to Crawford. But on the other hand, if he does gammon me, then it's very embarrassing because now he gets to Crawford. But I still think I've got enough to take here. The 6-4 is awkward. There's only 1 play. It's big for the race. So 2-1, again, I need to be working for this, make the 3 point. That's the next one I want. So now I'm going to bring one in. The 8 point is not a great point here because I've already made the 2 points, so it's not part of my prime. So I'm working at getting the builders for the 3 point, and at the the same time trying to get some checkers home so that I won't get gammoned when there's a bit of a pitfall. Okay, so 3-4. Now running is terrible because the race is really bad for me, so I've definitely got to stay. So the 3 point is the next I want. So now I'm going to bring another guy in, save some more pips for gammon. So 2-3, this is good for him. So now he actually has concrete threat. So now he's thinking whether he wants to hit or not. So hitting will be good if I don't hit him back and he can cover, but that's a couple of things he's got to achieve. So I think he's right. I think he's right just to keep his threat. If I've got more checkers in the outfield, maybe he should have gone for the gammon. But I think the thing here, because I've made so much progress getting home, he's not going to win the gammon every time it works for him. So 6-1, again, I can run out. But again, I'm making lots of progress for getting off the gammon. And now he is really running out of plays. So next turn, he needs to roll an 8 or a 2. If he does, then it's exciting. And if he doesn't, then I'll be happy to sit back there. Again, he's right to play safe. So now he's got 1s to pick and pass and 6s that will probably leave a shot. So here I can slot the 1 point, but I'm rather suspicious of that play because if I'm going to get a shot, it's probably going to be next time. And I'd really not like to be losing the games when he comes in, but that's definitely not the right play. So this does look very ugly though. So if he rolls a small number, if I don't hit him next time, there's not a lot to move. So I guess I've just got to go to the 1 point. So 2-1 is great, picks and passes. Now he hopes I stay on the bar and he can clear his midpoint. So this is definitely a pay now position. He's got to get the midpoint cleared while I'm on the bar. So it looks like he can get one of them home, but not the other. So there's only 2 shots. He's got 3 at the back, so he might leave a shot, but that's a good number. So 5 comes in, 2, he has to choose whether to strip the 4 point or take a guy off. So this is going to win more gammons, but leave more shots. Double 2 is very good. That clears the back point and takes another off. So now it should be plain sailing for him. So it's really whether I can save the gammon or not. So he's looking at something more aggressive. I don't like this. Having all the spares on the 1 point makes me very suspicious. And he still has the chance of losing by leaving a shot on the 6 point. So I liked his first play, and this one here of taking a checker off completely safely. However, he's got every reason to have a look. It's not costing him anything to look and make sure he makes the right play. So 6 is good, comes in. That should give me a sporting chance of saving the gammon. So my task here is to land checkers on the 6 point exactly and not really waste any pips in saving the gammon. So the plays are generally quite easy. What you want to do is you want to maximize crossovers, land on the 6 point, and not waste any pips. So this way you can see I've now got 2 checkers directly bearing on the 6 point, and I made 2 crossovers with the play, so I can't really ask for more than that. 6-4 is good. 6 lands on 6 point, and the 4. I have to go deep in one of the 2 quadrants, and if I come here, this quadrant is closer to home, so I only have one turn to get this guy in the right place. If I go here, I go deep in this quadrant, so if I roll a big number next time, I'll at least get a second turn to put that checker on the 6 point rather than going deep. So 6-4. Now I have a choice whether I waste a crossover or not. He's got 7 left, so I think it's probably worth wasting a crossover. So I get some chance of saving the gammon in 1 turn if he's planning on rolling 2 doubles. And now the gammon save is completely assured. So that should take the score to 2-2, all being well. Okay, so scores 2-2. We're now playing a 3-point match. Now, I have played lots of 3-point matches online. I'm not sure if I can remember how to play them. So 3-5 is good. That's an 8. I left him 8 to hit and he found one. So now he's got the advantage in this game. So 4 comes in. I'm behind in the race. If I come out, I really just let him play behind me and try and exploit his race lead. So if I'm behind in the race, perhaps I should try a priming game. Well, now this is a genuine choice. He can safely blot and make the 10 point, which gives him an extra blocking point. It's a good point, and he's made his escape with 1 checker. Or he can try and escape both checkers, which might go better or might go worse. I think I would actually make the 10 point here. Definitely nothing seriously wrong with this. He certainly gains more in the race, and when he pushes another one of my checkers back, then I've got less blitzing chances, less priming chances. So 5-4, good shot, comes in and hits. 5-3 looks like a bad shot. So he can't safety his blot in the outfield, and he can't hit. So maybe he has to hit on the 5 points. So that's one option. The other option is to come in with the 3 and just play a 5 safely. So that would be 13-8. That's quite reasonable. So he's still 24 up in the race. This one, on the other hand, puts a checker on him 5 points, so that can't be too bad either. So I'm going to guess Tim is going to go for this 8 point because his style is to get ahead in the race and stay ahead in the race. So 3-4, this is a genuine choice. So I can hit inside with the 3, I can hit outside with the 3, or I could make the 5 point. Or I could anchor and then choose where to hit with the 3. So let's look at making the 5 point first, because that's very different from the other 2. Now I have a big race deficit, but I do have the 5 point, and I've got an advanced anchor, and he's got 2 blocks to save. So let's look at the other play where I think I would be hitting outside in preference to inside. And then I can choose to make another advanced anchor or save some blocks. So this gains a bit in the race, and it makes another blocking point. It's made the point 6 away from his blot. So this looks a very good play, and part of the reason why is that I have an advanced anchor on the 21 points, so I can afford to give up the midpoint, or let's say I'm less reluctant to give up the midpoint because my back check is effectively a dug in 3 pips further forward, so I'm now making a point on the other side of the board that's 4 in front of the midpoint. So my back checkers aren't too isolated from my front checkers. So now he's got to figure out how to contend with this plan of mine. So I mean, he can come in on the 3 point, but that doesn't look the right idea because I've already got 0.6 in front of him. So now I think he's right to find say he's got to change plans somewhere. Okay, so I haven't got a point in board. I can't really be doubling. So 5 is good. His hitting stops him making the 20 point. So probably better to make the point for myself so he doesn't get any ambitions there next time. So now I feel pretty confident he should be coming out to the bar point. He doesn't want to be messing around with some backward anchor or some fighting play. He needs to get into the outfield. At least if he comes out to the 18 point, he's threatening to make that point. So have I got anything yet? I still haven't got a point in board. 3-1, still send another checker back. So now I'm the guy with the race lead and can't see much wrong with this play. So we hit again and I rather think I'd like to save this blot in the outfield now. So the 9 point is very good for me here. That's the 1 6 in front with anchor, so I don't want to give that one up. So this is, in a way, it's not killing a builder because I can now play from the 9 points and keep that point. No, I'm not sure. He's definitely got to do something with moving his back checkers forward. Probably is as good as any. So can I double him here? If I point on the blot, it's very good. If I don't point on the blot, all I have is a raised lead. And he does still have an anchor, so I can point on the blot and he might well get a back game from that. So double 6, is this good or bad? It doesn't look instantly as though it's staggeringly good. So I can point on the 2 point, but that's behind his anchor, or I can switch to some kind of a racing plan like this. So now I have a good race lead. Why shouldn't I just try and come home and win a race? So now what? I'd be inclined to think making the 5 point is probably a good idea here. It's certainly an argument for saying he wants to get some presence in the outfield, but this involves giving up his anchor. So I still have 2 things to do here. I still need to make a point in board, and I still need to escape my back checker. So I think I definitely won't be doubling him whatever he does, because I can achieve one of these goals and he might well still be taking them. And it would be a bit of a miracle if I achieve both goals in one turn. So 5-2 is good. This points on him. I'm just having a quick look to see if there's anything better, because a lot of mistakes people make in backgammon is when they see a good play and do it without looking for another one. But in the absence of anything really good, this is an aggressive start. So now we can anchor on the 20 points. So he's got 2 anchors, but they're very close together, so it's not a very good defensive formation. So if he does this, he's counting a lot on keeping my back checker trapped. The other play would be to come and make the 2 points, but then there's danger he'd get primed there, so not an easy decision. So 6-1, I can come out with a 6, but then I don't really have a 1. Or I can try and play behind, and then I have to leave another block for him. So I just try and come out. At least if he's hitting me on the bar point, he isn't making a point in board like a 5 or 4 point. And sometimes a miracle happens. So I think he should probably give up the 8 point here, but he needs to make some points in board. Bringing up the back checker, I think, is not the right idea, because it leaves me a lot more room to play behind. So my plan is quite simple here. I just want to save my last blot and then roll the double to clear the outfield point. So what's the race like? The race is very good. So if I save my blot, I might well have missed my market. And on the other hand, if he hits me, he's got lots of blots on board. So I think the score, he's more keen to double, so more keen to pass. So I think I have to double and ask him what he thinks of this position. So there's the answer. So double 6, I cannot move my back checker. So I've got to point on him. And now I decide whether to strengthen my board. And the alternative would be to leave the back checker stranded. But if I go this way, I'm still keeping the point 6 in front of my outfield point, so I might well get home. And this might keep him on the bar long enough for me to scramble home. So 4-1. This looks like the one, and I think it's a lot of progress to get close to home. So now I have to leave some shots, but there's probably some compromise between leaving shots and getting another builder. So this is very aggressive play. What's this leaving? 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s. That looks a bit too much. So the alternative is kind of halfway house, which is doing half the work and getting another builder. So it's all gone very well so far. He's been sitting on the bar long enough for me to get almost everyone home. Now this guy won't come home safely. He stops there, so that leaves him 2s and 4s to hit. If I go the other way, that leaves him 3s and 5s to hit, and 5 he needs to enter. And I get another builder from 1 point. So 4-2 still doesn't make the 1 point. And now we'll have to decide if I want to script the 8 point and try and clear the 8 point. Yeah, and I think I do, because while he's on the bar, I might be able to clear the 8 point with very few shots. So 4-3. Looks like this is the 3, and then I have a choice whether to pay now, pay later. So it can't be too many shots when he's on the bar, and he's still got 2 points on board, 2 blocks on board. So I think this is right again. So this I think is right, is wasting 8 pips to make the 5 point. So 6-5, I can make the checker off, but that leaves 3 on the 6 point, or I have to take the under off the 6 point anyway, so I might as well at least get a checker off. So now he has to compromise between trying to save the gammon and finding a play that will contain me when he hits me. So double 5 is a brilliant shot. So now I think effectively the game is over. Tim needs to roll some really big doubles to get off the gammon. Definitely needs 3 crossovers, which he's done. Number 2, I think, is correct. So he's left himself in a good position if he rolls double 6. So it looks like he can only make 1 crossover, which means he's counting on me not getting like 3 checkers off in 2 rolls. And so that looks as though it's finished. Can we just try one?
Yeah, well, whatever you prefer. If you like a one.
Yes, I'm just having a problem typing at my end. So I'm just trying to think how we can communicate with Tim.
Well, I can talk with Tim on the chat. So.
Okay, if you could. Okay, so he says yes. Right, I've got it, yes. So your typing's much better than me. Okay, so this, I finish this one and then we can go on again. So let me leave this chat first. And then I've lost him somewhere. No, I should find him. I'm not turning him down, it's just the grid gammon that kicks us off straight off without asking. Okay, so we're off. 1 point, so DMP. So he starts with 6-1, makes the bar.
Bear with me a second.
That's all right, no problem.
There we go. We've got the board up again.
Excellent. Okay, so this is the 1 point of DMP game. Tim started with 6-1, made the bar point, and I rolled 3-1, made the 5 point.
And just for the audience, the two players have swapped sides now. So I'm looking at Jooles as white.
Yes, well, from my point of view, I'm still at the bottom of the board.
Yeah, yes.
I would say the funniest thing I ever heard about grid gammon was something Dave Startin told me, that he was having a chat with someone and the person said to him that the dice on grid gammon were fixed because the player at the top always gets the luckiest die. So it turns out if you've never played on grid gammon, that you always play at the bottom and your opponent always plays at the top. So the top player is not necessarily the same player on both different computers. Okay, so back to this. The 5-4 is not a good roll. So he's got a good prime. Well, I'd like to be splitting against his priming formation, but I haven't got a number to do it. So playing 5 down is sensible. That unstacks the mid and puts a spare on the 8 point, but then I don't have a good 4. So I could try blocking the 4 point, but I'm going to go with the unstacking. So the good thing about 1 point matches DMPs is that you're in the game to the end. But if the game goes on until your opponent's born off 15 checkers. And having played a lot of 1 point matches, I always think that it's not who gets off to a good start, it's how you do in the middle or the end of the game. So he's definitely got the start of the early stages. So he's got the solid 5 prime. Should I be worried about him blitzing me or priming me? I think his threat is to prime me. If his threat was to blitz me, I'd come up with 1. So I'm just going to try and improve my position, and if he sends another checker back, then I'll be losing in the race anyway. So 5-1, I definitely didn't want to enter on the 1 point. I want to come up to the 4 point. That's where all the action should be. So this is an interesting choice. So now he can make his solid 6 prime by making the 10 point. But that really leaves me free to construct any sort of defence I want. Or we can be a bit more aggressive and try and attack and play. It certainly isn't too bad. So 3-6. Now I've got to do something about getting off the 1 point. So I can give up the mid point or I can go deep. So I think I need to make some second point of the defence. So at the moment I'm not too worried about being attacked because he's got his solid 6 prime and he's got to break the 6 prime if he chooses to attack me. So 3. So I guess his threat is here. He's just going to keep the 6 prime and count on winning that way. So I have to decide how many checkers I want stuck behind it. So I'm still trying to construct some sort of defence. So the question is which 2 points I want to defend from. come up here, if I stop and get him to try and going any further forward. Now this is good. He can hit me. I certainly don't mind that too much. And now I might get some kind of a back game. So this is beautiful. And now I can choose which back game to have. So if I can choose, maybe the question is what I want to do with the other half of the ball. And I can come in here and then slap the back, so he has to hit again to escape. Or there's something even more ambitious, which I'm thinking might be clever. Make the point there, and then see if we can persuade him to hit in your blocks. So he has to come in and hit. And I guess you have to play 11 to 7. I mean, I've seen sometimes the computer does crazy things like break the 5 points at the top of the board here to get some more checkers sent back, and maybe that's what he's thinking of. Now, he's played the move that humans would prefer. Again, he's got a choice whether to hit, and here I'm sure he shouldn't be hitting. He should come in with a 1 and just play block the 3 points. He doesn't want to send any more checkers back here. So he's maybe thinking of this idea now. So now he certainly has a reasonable game. He's just really threatening to escape. So where am I going to play my 4? I think I've got him as far back as I can. If I hit him again, he might stand. So I think now I just say, well, this back game is as good as it's going to get, and let's hope that he rolls some big numbers. So 2-1, definitely not hitting with the 1. We don't want to slow him down. We want him to go faster. I can come up with a 2, but I've got a spare on the top point already. And maybe the right idea here is to try and get rid of 5s. So this play is based on clearing the 6 points quickly, so that will kill my 5s, and my 6s are already killed. So I'm doing everything I can to slow down in this position. So hopefully when I get a hit, that I'll still have some kind of a board and not too many players easily crashed on 1 point. So I need to play off the 6 points, and how I do it, I'm not sure. So I can play off the 2 and then swap the 3. That seems quite good because I'm going to want the 2 points sometime. So this is good for me. Now he's barreling along, so it looks like he's got straight to 6 prime now. Well, I've still got all my checkers in play, so there's still a bit of hope there. So that lets me out with 2 numbers. That makes it easier for him to come home. So alternatively, yes, he thought a clever idea. He thought maybe clearing 2 points now and saying, well, his task is to clear the points. Maybe he's never going to break my timing. So maybe the right plan is just to keep clearing points. So maybe he clears the 10 points and the 8 points. So double 2, this is not good. But now he is clearing his points in order, so I can probably use 1, 2 to come up there. So 4-1 is a small number, that's good. You can play safe and keep all his points. Yeah, so that's a little bit better. I've rolled 6, and that is a brilliant number for me. So that's 1 checker out, and double 4 is terrible. That's all his time you've got. So 3-2, I can hit. Why shouldn't I hit? There's still a block in his board. That he's effectively broken his prime, so I can win coming forwards now. It's not especially easy to do so. It's still a long way off, but there's no reason why I shouldn't try it. So my plan now is to try and make the 6 point. One 6 should I? Well, I've got to hit another die, so there's no choice. Then we have to jump the prime. So 1-6, difficult roll for him. Always the case that you end up, when you've got 2 entry points, you get a difficult number and choose which one to come in on. So 4-5 comes in, it's good, and with the 5 I can play out. And if I come here, I only have one pencil in the outfield, so that's very little fun. And I think maybe I bring another guy out. So that's a lot of shots, but I have to guarantee my timing. If my board breaks and I start making the 1 point, it's near impossible to win. Well, I can't see why he shouldn't just hit twice here. The 2-5 comes in, and making the 18 point looks reasonably safe. Worth getting those 2 into the outfield. Need to sensible to try and come home. 2-1, when you want to play. 3-5. Does he want to hit? I think he probably does, but I think my timing's secure, so he probably wants to be hitting, which would maybe give him a chance to clear the 8 point while I'm on the bar. No, he sees it differently. So 1 is clear, but I want him to pick his last one. 1-6 is quite embarrassing for him, so then he'd have to hit some slot. I'll give him that opportunity. Start at this point. Now, Green wouldn't be making no 1-6 sports play. 6-2 hits, and now I'm threatening to win. The rest of us have to do it. So I think I need the 6 point to win, so I think I have to leave it slotted. And I think my blot on the 2 point is definite plus, because I might remake that point if he enters. This ball looks very good for him. He seems to be finding a way to wipe me out. Which I think is quite fair, because I got lucky in the last match, so I think it's his turn to get lucky. And this one, I think, is all but over now. I think he definitely should strip the 6 point here, get the checker off. 3-1. His task here is just to get home safely. He's not worried about any gammons or backgammons. So just to play that is going to take him more in that direction is the way to go. And that should be it. Right, so I think that's the end. Are you happy to call it a day for today, Julia?
Yes, well, thank you both for playing. I'm sorry we couldn't get the sound through from Tim, but yeah, I think it's been well worth giving it a try, and yeah, we hope to do more of these in the future, and obviously we're going to get better at doing them as time goes on, and obviously we will send out details to all our members and listeners as soon as we've got the next one arranged. Thank you both very much for your time.
No, well, thank you. You're the one who's done the technical wizardry and made it all happen. And
yeah,
we've got the easy bit of just moving the pieces around the board.
And thank you to everyone for coming tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we will be in touch soon about getting the next one. And if you want to watch this again, or if you know anyone else who wants to watch this, it will be available on the UKBGF YouTube channel. So it's there permanently. Thanks everyone, and as game's over, have a good evening, stay safe, and see you all online again at some point in the near future.
Okay, and once again, thank you very much, and thanks to everyone who's been watching, and hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something from it.
Yeah, yeah. And if there are any other grandmasters in the audience who would like to take up the challenge and play one of these games, then please do let me know. We'd be delighted to take you up on it.
Right. Okay. So thanks very much, and good night, everyone.
Yes. Good night, all, and see you soon.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. Right. Bye for now. Bye for now.
Bye then.